Hi, this is Zach from Worn & Wound, and today I'll be taking a look at the 3rd generation Christopher Ward C60 Trident Pro in 40mm. The C60 Trident line of dive watches are the cornerstone of UK-based Christopher Ward's catalog. A symbol of the brand's core values, they are affordable, approachable, and appealing, serving as an independent alternative to more mainstream Swiss brands. Now that the Trident is a decade old, Christopher Ward has revisited the line for its 3rd generation, giving it a general design overhaul and pushing the level of finishing to new heights. They've also made a combination of features and specifications typically only found in watches costing far more standard across the Trident Pro line. This includes 600-meter water resistance, fully loomed ceramic bezels, and Sellita SW200 automatic movements, further emphasizing the Trident as an affordable force to be reckoned with. Off the bat, the most notable changes have been made to the case design. Dubbed the Light Catcher, the Trident version 3s feature dramatically finished cases that easily compete with offerings from big Swiss houses. From above, the silhouette of the Trident appears largely the same as before, though more dramatic bevels tip off what lies below. From the side, the dynamic lines of the case become clear. Slab sides are a thing of the past. Instead, there's a series of beautifully carved lines and sculpted surfaces with sharp edges that bounce between mirror polishing and textured brushing. One detail that really jumps out is the undercut just under the brushed band that runs along the middle of the case. This clever trick creates a dramatic visual break, cutting up the mid-case, making it read thinner. And that's what's really great about this new design. It's not just aesthetically very pleasing, it makes the watch look and feel thinner on the wrist. In addition to the new design, Christopher Ward added a 40mm case size, sitting between the 38 and 42mm options. Though only available in black and in the Pro classification at time of recording, the 40mm case is a perfect size for a modern diver. With a lug-to-lug length of 47.5, a height of 13.5, and a lug width of 20mm, it's sized to fit a wide range of wrists, giving a bolder option for those with smaller wrists and a more tempered option for those with larger. The bezel of the Trident version 3 is 120 clicks and unidirectional. It's snappy and precise, lining up well with the dial. For those who like a loud pop, the new Trident has it, easily coming in with the loudest, crispest pop of any diver we had in the office. On the case back, you'll find a deep and appealing Trident stamp. It's easy to forget when caught up in the design and finishing details of the Trident that's also rated as 600 meters. That's well above the average rating of a dive watch, with most in the 200 to 300 meter range, further cementing the Trident's status as a great value. For the dial and bezel insert, Christopher Ward evolved what was there before, creating a more contemporary design with a higher-end overall look that will likely appeal to a wide range of customers. The surface is gloss black, creating a deep enamel-like tone with an hour index consisting of faceted applied markers with white X1 grade superluminova fill. These beautifully finished markers feature brushed top surfaces and polished bevels toward the center of the dial. The result is a ring of surfaces that catch and reflect light, creating little pops as the lighting changes and the watch turns, while the top surfaces remain nice and legible. Along the outer edge is then a printed index in white for the minutes and seconds, a pretty standard feature and one you'll find on earlier versions of the Trident. A 3 is a white-rimmed date window showing a white-on-black date disc. Because of the placement of the window, the applied marker is narrower. They cleverly positioned the Christopher Ward logo at 9 to use the same size marker there as well, balancing out any potential unevenness. One of the more significant changes made in the Trident version 3 was to the hour and minute hands. The semi-Baroque set are gone, making way for a far more contemporary combo. The minute hand is now a straight sword that tapers towards the center of the dial, creating a sort of handle shape. The hour is a long arrow, also with a handle. Both are polished metal with a stripe of matte finishing down their centers. On the minute hand, I think this is a really cool detail that adds some unexpected complexity, playing off the case and the applied markers. On the hour hand, I think it conflicts a bit with the shape, namely at the tip. It just doesn't seem to line up perfectly center, which I find distracting at close inspection. The second hand has remained the same, with a loomed lollipop towards the tip and the signature Trident counterweight. Overall, I think the new hands are a very smart change from the previous version. I know a lot of people liked the oddly early 20th century combo, but it never sat right with me. And with Christopher Ward's newer branding, the designs need to stay contemporary. The black ceramic bezel insert has been updated to feature fully loomed numerals and markers. While the design and typeface appear the same as they were on the last generation of Trident, everything is a bit bolder and thicker, likely to make room for more X1 lume. This also makes the bezel more aggressive and sporty. With more lume and higher potency lume, it goes without saying that the watch glows really well. Thanks to the full lume bezel and high depth rating, I imagine this is a dive watch that people will actually use in the water. The C60 Trident Pro is available on either hybrid Cordura and rubber strap or a steel bracelet. The bracelet has a pretty standard 3-link design that tapers a couple of millimeters. The clasp is solid and sturdy with a 2-button release and a built-in ratcheting extension. This is a great detail as it gives you nearly a link of micro adjustment to play with, letting you find the perfect fit or adjust during the day for comfort without tools. While the bracelet is perfectly competent and functional, the design is lacking in excitement compared to the new case design, coming across flat and a bit underfinished in comparison. It also uses a pin and collar system for the removable links, which are a pain and far less user-friendly than the now more common single-sided screw option. It should come as no surprise, but the 40mm Trident wears like a dream. It's easily one of the most comfortable modern divers I've worn, coming in close second to the Black Bay 58. On the wrist, the attention to detail and the quality of the finishing is very apparent, with every angle looking great. The new case really gets the job done of making the watch look and feel thinner, which truly adds to its comfort over the day. For the sake of comparison, I also did try the 42mm case, which measures 49.3 lug to lug and 14.2mm tall. While bigger in every dimension, the 42 doesn't wear like a much larger watch. It feels beefier and bolder, perhaps a bit more rugged too. So if you have a larger wrist or just want more presence, the 42 is probably the right model for you. For me, the 40 was ideal. So what's left to say about the new Trident? Well, I've danced around it a bit, but the price is fantastic. On the bracelet, the Trident Pro version 3 is $910. Considering the specs and execution of the watch, that's a remarkable price. It's also the same price as the previous generation, which doesn't hurt. It's pretty clear to me from the time I spent with the watch that this is easily the best version Christopher Ward has created. In a time when vintage throwbacks are at peak saturation, a straightforward, well-made modern diver actually stands out, and Christopher Ward nailed it. If you're interested in finding out more about the GMT and Elite Trident models, be sure to check out the full written review on wornandwound.com. If you enjoyed this review, hit the thumbs up below and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.